So in this video, we're going to focus on refining the face and getting it up to snuff for our high poly. Alright, so I guess we can hide pretty much everything but the face. So I'm going to put these in with the gear so we can just have the face and we can bring it all back if we want to. Alright, so I kind of want to come in and refine the eyes. They're too open for my taste right now. So I'm going to come in and let's get rid of some edges because more vertices are only going to complicate this. Plus I can just use an insert edge loop later to get the shape back. Alright. Let's look inside the head a little bit. Let's hide our eyes. And what I want to get is to this edge loop. I kind of want to shrink it down. So that my shelf around my eyes stays strong. Alright, and from here it's just a game of refining. I also want to bring in the corner of my eyes closer. So just make sure I only have those selected. Bring it in left, bring it out. Let's try rotating it. And of course, this is going to take some finessing to get right. I'm going to go and grab my sculpting tools. I think maybe using the grab tool would be a faster way of doing this with a softer touch. I'm kind of shifting the whole eye over one little stroke at a time. I'll definitely go back and refine the shape by vertice just to put the final touches on things. So I want to make sure to preserve the eyelid shelf, this flat area underneath the eye with the lid. It's one of the tricks to make sure you get a good, decent looking eye. Let's bring it up a little bit. Once you get pretty knowledgeable, pretty handy with the grab tool, it becomes just a great asset for organic modeling. I just feel like I have so much more control than just moving vertice by vertice. Of course, I'm always going to revert to this method. It just gives you the best control, and it only really works because I kind of have so few vertices around the eye, because we're working with somewhat of a low poly model, trying to keep that shelf the same width all the way around. You can always go back and critique what's going on. As you can see, that didn't look very good. Let's go and get that corner. All right. So I'm really just refining the head right now. I'm not trying to make the high poly per se. And then let's go in with my relax tool. Let's lower its strength quite a bit. Let's build up this form a little bit. Let's take our smooth tool and lower its strength some. Just come in smooth. And then let's do a little bit more grabbing. This time previewing it in sub D. This is closer to the shape we'll get. I really want my guy's eyes to be somewhat narrow. And let's take the nose area, tuck it in a little bit. And I want to give him a very stern brow. Let's grab my sculpt tool and do it that way. Just smoothing it out. Too much, and then bring it back. Bringing it back. Building up this side of the skull here. Now let's bring the brow down. So let's give this guy a nose. Oh, I'll come back. Notice how I'm just looking from every angle. Okay. Let's think about how we want to do this nose. I don't want to change too much here, but I do want to give him more meat where we connect. I'm going to give him kind of a pointy nose. I'm using the grab brush. We'll give him that Roman conquering. Oh, somehow I've turned on lazy brush. Now I'll just reset the tool. Oh, I forget how big the brush gets. I'll just reset the tool to get rid of that lazy brush. I don't want to use it. Let's give him some high cheekbones. Alright, let's refine the mouth a little bit. Right now, he kind of looks like a fish because this area should kind of be more of a sweeping arc, and more towards the center of the lip is whenever it should get sharp. So let's smooth it out. Really just kind of want to almost think of the bottoms and top part and the bottom part of our lips as just an extension to the face. It's already looking better just by softening it up a little bit. Just use my grab tool. We'll take this detail, just really kind of trying to push it in. Then I'll relax it out. I'm going to go in and pinch towards the corners of my mouth here. I almost need the lips just to kind of peter out. Just grab and relax. Oh. I'll take my grab brush. Kind of close this up. Pull this down a little bit more. So I really like having very low strength on all my brushes. It just lets me have a softer touch by making a bunch of different clicks. And I've kind of lost some of the shape of my lips, so I'm going to grab the bulge. Somewhat bring it back. Grab tool. It's just to refine the openness of the mouth. Smooth tool. Still looks kind of fishy towards the center here. There we go. And So, and then maybe insert an edge loop. There we go. Bottom lip is a little inflated after that. Why don't we relax this crease a little bit? Just a tiny bit. And let's push back its mass. Maybe bring out the chin. Let's get a little bit more strength in my grab tool. There we go. It's looking better and better. Let's get a smooth tool with a very low smooth. Just kiss, click and hold down. And we'll ease that up a little bit. So my gum line is kind of coming through here. So let me sculpt that out a little bit. I think it needed to be pulled out anyway. And I need to accentuate what's going on here with the lip. Let's smooth that out. Maybe my bulge tool has some better play. I always feel like mouths are my Achilles heel when it comes to organic sculpting. I had it better a second ago. I'm going to undo. Look at all those strokes that I made. I think really all I need to do is just kind of lift these verts up right here. That's the mouth I'll go with. I want to revisit my jaw a little bit. It kind of has a narrow jaw. I'm going to widen it out with the grab tool. Just fill out the face a little bit. And I'm just grabbing. At this point, I'm not really worried about what the skeleton reference we use to make the doll mesh says. Now I'm just kind of focusing on this character's style. Really small strength on our smooth. Still has too narrow of a face. Let's bulk the neck out. Square the chin a little bit. Real big brush. And we'll just move the ear. Okay. And just smooth it on out. Really low strength. You don't want it to lose too much of the detail that you've been making. I see an opportunity to mess up my brows. Bulge. Without fail, bulge just builds up the most uniform density or mass around an object. He had more appeal with a more sculpted jawline. So I'm just going to pull in that neck a little bit to give that jaw a chance to do its thing. And even pull the chin down. Head's looking a little flat there. These vertices just start playing nice. I'm going to go with a soft select. Shrink selection, or rather just reselect. Yeah. Regular sculpt tool is nice too. There we go. Alright, I want to go in and just check and see how my low poly's looking in one mode. Alright. Are there any unnecessary edge loops I can get rid of? What about that one? Oh yeah, definitely going to get rid of that one. Maybe not this one. Nah, let's keep that one. Alright. So, for all intents and purposes, and I'm going to keep the ears the way they are. Oh, I see a vert that I don't like the look of. Felt out of place. Nice. I'm going to go in with my flatten tool on the nose just a little bit. Just turn down its strength. I'm going to get somewhat of a flatter bridge. And then use my grab tool to build that mass back out. But I think it kind of foo-fooed. And this bulge out the nose. Just a little bit. And maybe the actual nostrils too. I think the key is to kind of get these verts closer together. So it kind of naturally does almost like a support edge loop. There we go. That's some nice personality. All right, And now this will be considered my low poly that I'll probably bake to and UV and all that stuff, because it follows the geometry of the subdivided so well. Alright, so I'll need to sculpt the ear, but before I do that, I need to actually make some fantasy anatomy, some horns on his head, because he's a Zabrak species in Star Wars. Alright, so we're just going to take it real simple here, and we're just going to pick, let's just do an experiment. Okay, I'm just going to focus on one side because I'm definitely going to mirror duplicate. Let's do a horn right here. So what we'll do is we'll just extrude out a square there, and then use my relax tool. Kind of get it going into more of a circular pattern. And we'll just rotate it up. At first this looks dirty, I know, but we'll come to a tip. And this is a Darth Maul species, so we kind of know how that looks. It's kind of like a short little spikes like that. And I do want to go back and like add some detail to the base of these horns. I'm going to wait and do that until the high poly. Yeah. I want to try not to sculpt these if I get a chance. So we'll just kind of go along with that idea. Let's turn on symmetry so I can see kind of which spikes are going to do what. Alright. Oh, let's turn that off. Come and we'll just try to turn that. And then I'm going to make this one base a little bit bigger. Same drill. We'll just pull it straight up. We'll scale the faces flat. Scale them in. Insert an edge loop. And then let's shape it. And if you find that you're kind of finding that these horns are just a little too small for their own good, so I'm just going to take this whole base right here and just scale it up. I'll be able to go back in and refine it out. Let's grab some unusual faces right there. And I'll grab the corner verts, scale them into center. And we can grab this whole face right here, scale it out, and we'll just extrude that. I accidentally hit cut instead of Control Z. I guess I got a little ambitious and tried to jump straight to making the tip. But I do want to have it kind of go like that and kind of come back. We know the drill by now. We'll rotate it up as best we can. Flatten it. Scale it in. Find a good home for it. This first horn, I don't like it. And let's make this the last horn. Definitely have to go back in with a relaxed brush when it's all said and done. Make sure that these horns look as natural as possible. And we'll get a big horn going right here. Just have it pointing back. We'll insert an edge loop. We'll shrink it down even. Something about this horn doesn't feel right. I think it's because it's too long. Yeah. I want to keep his horns small so they fit in the helmet. Like probably make these small. I'm going to think the helmet could fit over these. Alright, so before I go in and relax, I'm just going to go in and insert some edge loops around the base of them, just to make sure I don't lose that nice transition. Get that out of there. I feel like I need one more right here, actually. Remember, we'll do it dirty way first, just by getting, you know what, before I extruded, I didn't do what I needed to do, which is extrude in, and then let's turn it into a circular shape. Let's focus on these faces. Let's try to bring them out. Ooh, this is going to be a real messed up looking. Yeah, we'll just go with it. We'll flatten it. Let's rotate. Maybe fix the shape a little bit. Scale it in. I definitely want this to kind of pointing up. All right. Insert edge loop. Good. So we're going to use the relax tool to help make sense of our new geometry here. I'm not worried about, ooh, I guess we'll use the smooth tool. Smooth out our geometry here. While I'm here, I'm going to kind of reshape this horn with the grab tool. Make it more circular. Yeah, I forgot how fun this could be. Don't I sound delighted? Actually, this is pretty neat. All right. So yeah, I can just use the grab tool to really define the shapes of my horns. I'll go in and smooth it out. Let's take my strength on my relax tool down some. Really, it's not so much the horns I want to relax, but the scalp as it turns into the horns all the way around. I think it's about time to do a mirror duplication. Just double check that all my center vertices are on the grid. Some were not. We snap. Freeze, reset. There we go. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? All right. Now let's pay some attention to the neck down here. All right, let's grab my grab tool and increase my strength. You know what? Yeah, you will be able to see the neck if we need to. All right. Let's turn symmetry on. So we need to kind of create this muscle going on right here. I'm exaggerating it now, of course, but we kind of need to be able to know what's up with that. I can't help but just keep working on all over the face. There we go. Let's take this detail and kind of push it in on one another. A little too pronounced down here. Bulge. Control and click to debulge. And maybe bulge out a Adam's apple right there. Not really enough geometry to do it. Oh, there we go. Oh, hello. Whoa. And whoa. That's what happens when you get too much strength on your tool. Whoa. And let's grab my smooth and tone it down. Tone everything down a little bit. And as far as the back here goes, let's not forget that neck muscle. Let's not forget that one. Oh, that looks nasty. And display, I guess we need to see what the helmet looks like. Display, show, all. Should we just have the horns coming through the helmet? I mean, that does kind of look cool. I don't think I could bear just to see that going on, though. I'll just leave them in there. Maybe even accentuate them, though. Maybe I can go on the helmet and use normal maps, like fake openings. I would say I'm missing an opportunity not to do that. Alright, so we'll keep going with this. Got some anatomy sculpting. The neck ain't working like it should. See how it's just a straight line? Nothing in the human anatomy is ever just a straight line. Just pinch it, and I'll just smooth it down. Giving this guy a thick neck was a good idea. Nice. Alright, I would say we have our, what are we looking at down here? I guess we just need to maybe bring these out some. So it doesn't look so weird back there, maybe. Now it looks like he has a tumor. Smooth brush to the rescue. When I grab these front horns, I just can't help but go around and keep refining stuff as I feel like they need to be done. This front horn needs to be more prominent. And relax tool to make sure that we're. I don't like that. There we go. It's just was eating up those support edge loops. So I'm going to go in and pick the best edge loop that would make a good base. It won't even necessarily be the one that I started with either. And we'll just relax, even still. We'll go back in and revisit these horns whenever we smooth it in a second. Alright, that's twisted in a stupid direction. And this horn's boring. Yeah. Now everything looks uniform. That's the thing about the way these Zabrak horns are. They're just also varied length, position, direction that they curve. It's one of the hallmarks of their character design, so we gotta nail it. It's this one. I think I messed them up whenever I tried to make them come out of the helmet better. There we go. Oh, and this one's still skinny. Can't have that. Look at that. Just a bad edge loop decision that I made. This edge loop, let's slide it down. Scale it in. Bump it out. Alright. I have my base geometry now. So now we're going to let's just clear my history. And let's duplicate this head and let's make sure we name them. Body. Let's name this head ridge mesh. It's our original because we kind of just created some new anatomy and kind of defined the silhouette for this guy finally. So let's put it in there. Alright. So let's just that's my original head right there. Did I put it in my gear? Head mesh. Yeah, I did. There we go. There's my original head now in the original body group. Let's just double check that we're putting that in what I guess our body lay. And let's bring back this mesh. Let's hide our original gear, original body. There's our gear. And let's get in and I guess refine these horns a little bit at the base. So I'm going to keep my symmetry on. And I'll insert an edge loop right there. And one around that. I think what I'll do is then I'll grab the whole horn right there. I'm going to do an extrusion in to kind of make it look like the flesh. Then I'll go in and refine that. So I'm going to do that same method for all of this. Around the base, around that. I probably could do all the horns at the same time that way, but I'm going to make sure I'm getting it right. I'll at least go in and put these support edge loops down. Alright, and see if I can do this to all the horns at once using the extrude tool. Knowing how to position your camera to select stuff perfectly is a really nice tool to have. There we go. Now I'll just grab the relax tool, really tone it down. Maybe I should use the smooth tool instead. Relax tool all the way. I'm going to kind of relax, especially around the skin. We kind of want it to be a whisper of a separation between. Well, kind of made those a little bit thicker, didn't I? And looks like I accidentally selected that face. I'll just tie it into the horn. You know what? I'll just fix my dumbass mistake. I've never been shy to leave mistakes in my videos. Shows you guys how to fix the same stuff. Alright. I pinned a polygon tool. And there we go. This is really the relax tool. Okay. See how I'm almost erasing that detail in general. Oh, and there's another bad face. I'll go back and fix this after I get through relaxing this. Ooh, did not like that. Too many edge loops. Yeah. That's what happens when you get in a hurry. This video is getting a little long in the tooth. Pinned to append. And let's fix this vertex before we try to append it. So we got a hole right here. Fill that hole. And let's really go in and relax around these horns now. Too strong. Alright. So this is still my high poly. I mean, if you feel like you're losing some, you can always go in and put another edge loop in there. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so why don't we go ahead and smooth our head twice. And I'm going to come in with my sculpt brush and kind of refine this ear a little bit more. I want to bring up an ear reference real quick. So I got this picture of an ear right here. I'm just going to put it off screen. try to recreate that shape. So we have this part, and then this kind of sticks out, and then we get a hole here. Notice how I'm just crudely blocking out the shape. Then we actually kind of get a dip in there. Just grab my smooth tool, go in and refine. Alright, let's go for a second pass. So this kind of feels like it's tucked in under there. And this, it almost makes like a Y. I'm going to get the bulge. You feel like you're going outside of your silhouette. But don't worry, we'll have a technique where we can make sure that we can match up our head to the right thing, to the right details. Close. I know certainly that the model doesn't like that. Just need to carve out this shape a little bit more. And maybe bulge it out. Ooh, too much. Now I got that detail coming out past my ear. It's a pretty good detail. I just need to make sure it's inside my ear. And let's just refine my ear. Not so much my lobes, but the outside here. There we go. Anti-bulge right there. And let's just smooth the outside here. This little part right here needs to be poofed out a little bit. Smoothing it down with shift. Nobody said he ever had a pretty face. All right. So that is sculpting the ear. All right. I think I'm going to go ahead and call this finished. So I got my Zabrak Bounty Hunting Mandalorian High Poly completely made. He looks pretty mean. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I don't really want any hair on this character after considering it. Oh, you know what? I need to do a mirror for the high poly. So let's be careful. Make sure we, let's turn off symmetry, huh? Just make sure we got the center line all the way up. Nice snag, I thought. So go back in. These high polys are a little bit harder to dupe, as you can see. There's so many polygons, you might not be able to grab them all the first time. There we go. So just take the time, double check. You've seen me mess up plenty of times during this process by rushing through things. Just double click the edge around here, and then I'll deselect the neck area. That way I know I have the complete edge loop around the center. Just flatten it and snap it to the center of the grid. So now we can be sure that they're all in line. I have the good geometry that I want from the head here, except for this place right here where it dips in. I'm definitely going to pull out manually. Alright. Modify, freeze, reset. Control D. Make it 1. Let's combine. Combine meshes. Merge verts. No, cancel that operation. Be careful. I don't need to smooth this. I will go to display and soften edge on everything. Alright. And now that is the head finished.